The Triple Crown News Minute for May 3rd is presented by Kentucky Equine Research. Coming up, learn more about their recent studies on nutrition that counteracts the effects of Lasix. I'm Scott Jagow along with Joe Nevills. Coming up, we're going to give our haiku predictions for the Derby, but we're going to start with Haikal, who is out of the Derby, and it does actually shift the way the gate situation is going to be.
Yeah, that's Haikal scratched this morning. He was announced yesterday to have been working through an abscess in one of his hooves. They tried working with it, giving him Epsom salt and reshoeing him, see if that would work. But he was declared this morning before the scratch deadline. He'll be going to Shadwell Farm in Lexington to get himself right and hopefully come back for a campaign later in 2019.
So what happens is they're going to shift everyone out from the rail one position. So we're going to have only 19 horses in the field. This is really good news for War of Will, who was, pointing at that rail coming out. And with his tactical speed, he may be able to get a really nice position, and this probably improves his chances, I would think, in this race. More news. Mike Smith, who obviously was on Omaha Beach, he is going to get a mount on Cutting Humor, and Corey Lannery is off.
Yeah, it's been a big morning. It's another announcement that happened this morning before the scratch deadline. It's going to be interesting. Corey Lannery, of course, a very good rider. He was Churchill's leading rider by wins during September meet last year. He's currently the co-leading rider by wins during this Churchill Downs meet. Just notched win 1,000, but Mike Smith is Mike Smith. So
big money, Mike. And to be fair, I know there are some people who are saying this isn't fair or not nice or whatever. But Corey was not the regular jockey of Cutting Humor. That was John Velasquez, who was on Code of Honor. So and maybe they cut a deal of some sort to kick back and give him a percentage if the horse would happen to win. But that's that development. Now the other development is the weather. Today, it started out with a deluge, but it's cleared up, and it looks like we're going to get a nice Kentucky Oaks. Tomorrow, the weather forecast is dicey, and it looks like it could rain a lot.
Yeah, once again, my strategy for my old Kentucky Dome is still very much in effect, and this will be a prime example of that. And we're going to see, until that dome gets built, who's going to be able to handle the mud. There's certain horses that have proven that they can handle it in the past, and there's some that don't have great form over it.
Well, I'm going to ask you, the pedigree expert, about who are the mudders?
Well, speaking strictly from a pedigree standpoint, my eye is on two sons of Candy Ride, Vekoma and Game Winner. Candy Ride, on all dirt races, he's a 19% sire of winners. Put it on mud, wet dirt, and he moves up to 21%. That's the best percentage of winners by any of the Derby sires this year. So if you're looking for ones to move up, Vekoma, Game Winner, keep an eye on him.
Game Winner has not run on an off track, but he has shown such grit that I have a feeling he could run on just about anything.
Absolutely.
Of course, he is the likely favorite, and now this goes in his favor. But let's talk about a couple of horses who have run in the slop and done well, including Improbable, who was second a length to Omaha Beach in the Arkansas Derby. Tacitus is 1-for-1. War of Will is 1-for-1. So several of these horses, we've actually seen them over a sloppy track.
Yes, and in particular, I've got my eye on Improbable in this race. If we move on to a sloppy track, which it looks like we're going to, his sire City Zip moves up from 17% winners on all dirt surfaces to 19% winners on off tracks, off dirt tracks. So if you're looking for one whose sire is going to move his foals up, that's one to watch.
Okay, well, it's time to make our picks. We're going to do something a little different this year because you have this new feature called the Haiku Handicapper, presented by Brisnet. Please check it out on the website. It is fantastic. Well done, Joe.
Thank you.
But we're going to do our picks in haiku, and you explain what it is.
Okay, so a haiku is a Japanese poem consisting of 17 syllables. First line is 5, second line is 7, third line is 5 again. So here we go. Here's my pick. Tacitus was bred to have rose-covered withers, then 16 and 2. So that fills out my try Tacitus, Game Winner, and then my long shot special tax.
Number 2, tax.
Yes.
All right, here goes mine. Improbable gets the trip for Irad's first win. Then comes 8 and 1. So we have Improbable on top, Tacitus in second, and War of Will in third.
All right, let's do this.
All right, that's fun. That's going to do it for this edition of the Triple Crown News Minute, presented by Kentucky Equine Research.
We started studying furosemide or Lasix several years ago, and one of the reasons we wanted to study it is that it's so widely used in American racehorses. The way that it works as a diuretic, is to change the way that the horse excretes electrolytes into its urine. So we did a series of studies and quantified that yes, it does have a significant impact on several electrolytes, interestingly including calcium, and that led to a new product that could help to replace the electrolytes that are lost because of furosemide treatment. So it was really turned out to be a nice product because in a way it's the antidote to furosemide. It allows you to replace all the losses that you had and the horse returns as before.
Race recovery is very important in the Bob Baffert barn. We use it after they work and after they race. It gets the electrolytes back in their system as quick as possible, and that is so important.
That's truly what KER is about, and that is testing our products, doing research, and then applying that research in the real world.